In some of the world's wealthiest nations, a startling transformation has quietly taken place on dinner plates and in lunchboxes. In countries like the United States and the United Kingdom, nearly half of everything people consume is no longer traditional food. It is an industrially formulated edible substance known as ultra-processed food, or UPF. For many, especially the young and economically disadvantaged, UPFs can make up as much as 80% of daily calories. This is not a minor shift. It is a fundamental change in our relationship with what nourishes us. These products are engineered for hyperpalatability, combining salt, sugar, and fat to trigger pleasure and encourage overconsumption. The scale is vast, touching nearly every household, normalized to the point many do not realize how much of their intake is manufactured. Clever packaging and health-washed claims often mask the reality of what these products are. A monumental review published in a leading medical journal synthesized 104 long-term studies involving millions of people. 92 of these studies linked higher UPF consumption to greater risks of chronic disease and early death from any cause. The harm is systemic, not confined to a single organ, an assault that erodes health from the inside out. Understanding the threat is the first step for our own health and future generations growing up in this new food environment. Ultra-processed foods sit at the far end of the processing spectrum, not just canned vegetables or pasteurized milk. They are factory-made formulations, typically with 5 or more ingredients, many never used in a home kitchen. Built from extracts, high-fructose corn syrup, hydrogenated oils, protein isolates, and a suite of additives. Think center aisles, ready meals, extruded snacks, mass-produced sweets, many cereals, sodas, reconstituted meats, packaged breads. Ingredient lists are long: emulsifiers, preservatives, artificial colors, and flavors to mimic what processing stripped away. Designed for profit, cheap commodities, long shelf life, intense flavors, convenient formats, driving repeat purchases. Do not confuse with minimally processed foods like frozen fruits, bagged greens, or plain yogurt. Processed culinary ingredients, olive oil, butter, salt, are not the primary concern. UPFs deconstruct whole foods and reassemble them into novel creations of food science. They displace whole foods, so as UPFs rise, nutrient-dense foods fall, creating a harmful dietary deficit. Share remains below 25% in some countries, but often 50% in the US and UK, higher still in vulnerable groups. Convenience is undeniable, but the hidden cost to population health is now coming into sharp focus. High UPF diets are strongly linked to heart disease, heart attacks, and strokes. The mechanisms stem from their profile: excessive sodium, unhealthy fats, and added sugars. Sodium drives hypertension. Unhealthy fats raise LDL. Plaque builds. Atherosclerosis restricts blood flow. Added sugars and certain additives exacerbate inflammation, placing the system under chronic stress. UPFs crowd out fiber, antioxidants, and micronutrients that regulate pressure and keep vessels flexible. A double-edged harm, introducing damaging substances while removing protective ones. Over years, resilience erodes, clots are more likely, inflammation management falters. For many, the first sign is a sudden event like a heart attack. The convenience of a frozen pizza or a bag of chips can carry a long-term mortgage on heart health. Mechanisms align: hypertension, LDL-driven plaque, chronic inflammation, consistent with observed risk. Large-scale studies consistently draw this line from UPFs to cardiovascular disease. The payments come due in debilitations we too often encounter, but can still work to prevent. UPFs are engineered to bypass satiety, soft textures, fast absorption, spikes, and crashes. This metabolic roller coaster fuels frequent hunger and overconsumption. It is not weak willpower. These products are designed to be hyperpalatable. Result: a steady increase in calorie intake, driving obesity and type 2 diabetes. Fiber-rich diets slow digestion, enhance fullness, and stabilize blood sugar. UPFs strip this fiber away. Refined carbs convert rapidly to glucose, forcing the pancreas to overproduce insulin. Over time, cells resist insulin's signal. Metabolic syndrome, then type 2 diabetes. Additives unique to UPFs, some emulsifiers and artificial sweeteners, may disrupt the gut microbiome. Early studies suggest shifts toward inflammatory bacteria and damage to the gut barrier. A more permeable gut may allow harmful substances into the bloodstream, fueling chronic inflammation. Systemic inflammation is implicated in heart disease, arthritis, and autoimmune conditions. The gut may be a key pathway through which UPFs inflict body-wide harm. Diets high in UPFs, laden with sugars and refined fats, are linked in large studies to higher risks of depression and anxiety. The brain needs steady nutrients. Empty calories can alter brain chemistry and heighten vulnerability to mood disorders and cognitive decline. The liver bears a heavy load. High fructose and unhealthy fats drive fat accumulation in liver cells. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease can progress to inflammation, scarring, cirrhosis, even liver failure and cancer. UPF intake is associated with higher risks for several cancers and signs of immune and kidney stress. As diet quality plummets, every system feels the strain, undermining overall health and shortening lives. Harms may stem from additive toxicity, nutrient deficits, and chronic inflammation acting together. The pattern is consistent, a state of biological stress that weakens defenses. From bones to lungs to reproductive health, no organ appears fully spared. This damage flows from a diet that has strayed far from real, whole food. It is a big problem, but one we can confront with clear eyes and action. To change outcomes, we must understand what drives consumption. The rise of UPFs is strategic. Mass marketing, placement, and price shape what we eat. Campaigns build emotion and omit consequences, targeting children and adolescents. Eye-level placement and impulse zones, plus low price points, drive high volumes. Industry funding and lobbying can shape research agendas and stall protective policies. Reformulation often swaps nutrients for additives. Products remain ultra-processed, yet marketed as healthier. Consumption is lower where culinary traditions persist, but exceeds half of energy intake in many Western nations. Younger, lower income, and remote or disadvantaged communities face the highest exposure, often up to 80%. Food deserts, time pressure, and targeted advertising make unhealthy choices the easiest, and sometimes the only option. Most studies are observational. Association is not causation, but the consistency is striking. Across diverse populations, 92 of 104 long-term studies point in the same direction: greater risk with higher UPF intake. Like early tobacco evidence, waiting for absolute proof risks lives. Precaution is warranted. We should act to make healthy choices easy for everyone while advancing research on processing, additives, and safe exposure levels. The evidence is urgent, but it is not cause for despair. It is a call to action. Prioritize foods close to their natural state. Fruits and vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, seeds, eggs, plain dairy, unprocessed meat, and fish. Cook more at home with simple recipes. You control sugars, salt, and additives. Choose short, recognizable ingredient lists. Long lists with unfamiliar terms signal UPFs to limit or avoid. Limit ready meals, packaged snacks, sugary drinks, and fast food to cut UPF intake dramatically. Make swaps: sugary cereals for oatmeal or yogurt with fruit, chips for nuts or an apple. Lean on staples, rinsed canned beans and plain frozen vegetables for fast, affordable meals. Plan a few meals each week to reduce reliance on convenience products. Offer whole food snacks to children to shape lifelong healthy habits. Support policies that make healthy food affordable and accessible. Clear labels, curbs on junk food marketing to kids, and smart taxes with produce subsidies. Advance research while reshaping the food environment. This dual track protects public health. Choosing real food protects every organ and sends a clear message that our health is not for sale.